What's up, y'all? I just got done seeing Vengeance, the new BJ Novak movie. I really liked this one. It was the writing was really good. This was the first time in a while that I saw a movie at a theater and I felt like invested from start to finish. One thing that was really unique about this one is it felt like a true crime podcast brought to life on the big screen, if that makes any sense. So the story is basically, BJ Novak, he's a journalist. He really wants to make a bid in like the podcast game. So he travels down to Texas where one of his old hookups has just died, and he starts to realize maybe there's something more to this, and maybe I can make a podcast out of it. So that's why, that's where the podcast element comes from. But in the way it was written and the way BJ Novak directed it, it really did feel like, I was watching a true crime podcast just visually. And that was really cool. That's what I really liked about it. Another aspect, I think I already mentioned this, but the writing was really, really good for this. One complaint, I didn't see this movie alone, and someone I saw it with, one complaint that they had was that some of the writing felt like he was trying to like say something really important. Like he had this like statement, he had this mission that he wanted to say out loud, and it kind of came across like weird and out of place for being kind of more of a dark comedy. Yes, I can see that, but it didn't bother me, if that makes any sense. There wasn't a point where I was watching this and I was like, oh my god, shut up, like you're trying to be more important than you need to be. I thought there were some, those points, there's something good in there. Like it was really well, it was succinct, it was really well written, so it came across, I don't know the word to describe it, but you know what I mean. And in terms of humor wise, movie was funny, like especially for like a modern comedy. Like a lot of modern comedies, like sometimes they don't know how to be funny. They try, it's the humor comes across as cringy. I didn't find that. I found this to be the humor to be modern but really, really funny, and that made it really entertaining. The third act, I really, really liked the third act in this. I don't know if everyone will. Maybe it comes off as too predictable. I sort of predicted it, but not really. But the way it felt like a build-up, and you like, when I say it was predictable, like you knew what was coming, but the build-up was so good and so long and like so perfectly timed that when what you know is coming finally comes, it feels like a really big payoff. So I really liked that about it. In terms of the way it was shot, I always like movies that aren't set, behind in green screens, like they actually feel like they're shot on location. This felt like it was shot in Texas, and it probably was shot in Texas. So I really like that about it as well. That's all I really have to say about that. I would highly, 10 out of 10, recommend going and watching this movie in theaters, forming your own opinion. I feel like this one deserves to be seen in theaters, and as always, just like go watch these movies and form your own opinions. I'll catch you on the next one.